You're listening to the Daily Sales Tips Podcast, and I'm your host, Scott Ingram. If you're a regular listener to this podcast, you know that I've been out on vacation for the last 2 weeks and I just got back. So recovering from vacation and getting back into the zone at work is what's top of mind for me today. So I thought I'd share a few ideas that might be useful for you the next time you return from being out of the office for a while. The first thing I try to do, and somehow forgot this time, is to set my out-of-office message to indicate that I'll be returning the day after I actually get back. I usually do the same thing with my calendar and block my first day back. That way, at least in theory, you get a day that's relatively free of meetings, interruptions, and people expecting to hear back from you, so you can get through all of your emails, get organized, and in a place where you can be relatively proactive when you officially return, rather than having to spend a couple of days in all-out firefighting mode trying to get caught back up. Then, if you're anything like me, the first big task is tackling all of that email. I came back to just over 1,200 messages, which isn't too horrible considering I was out for a full 2 weeks. I'm sure the out-of-office message that I had set up helped reduce that volume as well. Now, I am a daily inbox zero guy, so having 1,200 messages to contend with feels pretty daunting. But I also see this as an opportunity. And if you're not the inbox zero type but aspire to be, the same opportunity exists for you as well. Having that volume of email helps me see what really matters and what doesn't. It allows me to more clearly see what types of newsletters and other services really add value. And it also becomes really clear who's just sending me too much email. The unsubscribe link becomes my friend and helps make future Scott's inbox that much easier to manage. From there, it's all about digging into the real messages. Invariably, this is going to create an action list. And I use a tool called Todoist to manage that list. And what I love about Todoist is I can both select due dates for tasks, and I can also easily drag things around within a given day to place high priority items at the top. For me, the key is to avoid the feeling of overwhelm, which would sort of defeat the purpose of having had a nice break to refresh and recharge. Going through and getting organized this way helps me clearly see what requires immediate attention and what can wait a few days. It's also fun to watch issues resolve themselves and not require an action after all. So with email out of the way, it's time to check in with my boss and my colleagues who are covering for me. Here, I want to capture anything I didn't already pick up in my email triage, and then it's on to my pipeline. What moved and what didn't while I was out? Which conversations and opportunities do I need to prioritize so that I don't lose any more momentum from a deal flow perspective? So with all that done, it's basically time to crank and execute against that prioritized action list I've built for myself. That's the gist of my approach. What do you do? Do you have any tips or tricks that have helped you to quickly and productively recover from a vacation break? I'd love to hear it. Feel free to add a comment at top1.fm/202 or just send me a note directly at scott@top1.fm. Thanks for listening, and be sure to check back tomorrow for another great sales tip.